Hey guys, welcome back, Maverick here, today with the finale of Fumetsu no Anata, or at least the finale for this season anyways. I think I have been seeing some rumblings about a second season appearing as well. Not quite sure about that, maybe we'll see it by the end of this episode, right? Which, it's not that surprising to me. It's definitely very popular, both in Japan and, of course, overseas as well. Although, well, I guess we can talk more about at the end of this, right? So for this episode, we've already finished the arc, right? And I saw a sneak peek of the preview in the last episode. Maybe Fushi is going to go search for Pure Land and I don't know, maybe talk about like what happened and what Fushi wants to do for the future and all that good stuff, right? I don't think we're going to really get into any hints of the next storyline or the next arc here. It's most probably just a sort of wrapping up, right? Or, of course, maybe they can sort of throw in a little bit of foreshadowing to entice us for the next season. In any case, let's get into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Like, I'm not even sure if we're going to learn about anything in regards to Hayase, right? And that sort of cliffhanger at the very end of last episode. Oh, he's out! Bye! Oh. Okay. One last time, I guess. Yeah. I don't even know what to say at this point because I literally have no idea of what can happen in this episode, right? You solved the situation with Janata, and obviously I'm not expecting them to meet up anytime soon. The fact that Hayase also was brought out by Fushi means that probably the people on Janata are safe, right? Including Tonari as well. Although, now that we see the knocker has taken control of Hayase's body, maybe there is still something to be said about that, right? I know, I feel like it would be kind of weird to suddenly flashback to what's happening there right in this episode, right? When it's literally the finale. What? Peace? Oh, and there he is. And now he's like, for her best, I need to leave her. Now, I think Puron has already said in the past, right? That, she's just an old lady on the brink of death already. So don't worry about that. That's a nice guy. Ah, come on, dude. Oh, sure already ate all the fruit. Alright, what's gonna bring you back this time? What's with this? What did they say her crimes were? That she killed an entire or poisoned an entire village? Something of that sort? How nice is it to actually have a conversation, an introspective conversation with Fushi here. Oh. I mean, Puron absolutely knows that he's around. Okay, you gotta learn how to lie, Fushi. Really? Mm-hmm. Wait, to see? Hayase? No? What? Who? Huh? I would have guessed it was Hayase, but I guess she ate the dude? Ooh, 90. Mm-hmm. Mm. Oh, keeping a memoir now. Nice. Now he's just storing it within him. So even if his memories get taken, he can still read his memories. Is that it? Ah, that's interesting. Who wants to see Pure Run when she was young? I'm definitely curious. A grandchild. Huh. So yeah, so she has children and her children have children as well. Oh. She's getting dementia? Right. So I guess this is going to be Fushi's first experience with someone actually dying of old age instead. Eh? Yeah, about time, I guess. I like that nice little, with the smoke disappearing and all. Sort of like burning incense, isn't it? Oh. Can you do that? You can actually talk with normal beings. Oh, is this Purine when she was young? We got our wish immediately, eh? Is she smiling? Yep. Hmm. This has got to be a whole new experience for Fushia as well, right? No, this is actually dying from a natural cause. Wow, she even took the time to write down. So what did she change into? Several decades? What the actual hell? Holy time skip. Oh, he got one. Wow, so all this time he did not change? Impressive. You know, I actually really like this episode. Compared to all the stuff that happened in the past and whatnot, I actually cared about PRN. Okay, I actually don't think there's going to be anything else after the ending here, so I'll just see you guys after this. Okay, so indeed we do see a teaser at the very end of this episode. It seems the second season of this will be released in 2022, the fall season, right? So we still got a year or so before we continue on. And yeah, let's just talk about this episode and this series as a whole at this point, right? Because I'm not gonna lie, I actually really enjoyed this episode over probably most of the others, right? We were able to have some nice conversations with Fushi. We were able to have some nice conversations between Fushi and Pyoran. And hey, even though the funny thing is, even though Pyoran was actually a side character for so long, but she's also one of the only characters that stayed alongside Fushi all the way since episode 1, right? Or, sorry, it should be episode 2, I believe, right? So yeah, I actually do care about her because we've been with her for quite a while longer, and I think I really respect that she's the one who's choosing to live her life her own way. Although I guess that might just come with age, right? She is, after all, older than all the other main characters, I guess you could say, we've seen so far, and most of them are just children and whatnot. So I guess there is just a difference here, but I don't know. I just find this really refreshing for a change. We don't need to go through some really outlandish and in my mind really illogical, contrived plot devices in order to kill off the character, in order to meet these various characters and then kill them off once again. I especially the last arc and one I think I've said numerous times, I don't really think that entire the entire concept of that just seems so random, and I don't really think it's explained very well, the entire situation of how that came to be, and why the people made those decisions as they did, and so on and so forth, right? But putting all that aside, I actually did care about Pyoran more so than many of the other characters, except maybe Gugu, right? But that's just because Gugu was such a bro, and Pyoran in this case, well, really do respect her, and being able to do things her way, and even till the very end, right? I think it's quite an interesting point that the Observer pointed out to us, right? Where humans die of old age, and all people die eventually, but it's up to you to decide like which way you go out, right? And so Pyoran actually went out on her own terms, right? It wasn't like as flashy as for instance Urei or whatnot, sacrificing himself for others, or Gugu, that kind of thing. But even in, like, this just goes to show, even if this is not a sort of really action-packed or this kind of conflict situation, right? We still can be able to display the tenacity and will of humans through something like this. And honestly, to me, this is actually much more impactful than all the other things that we've seen so far in regards to the knockers and whatnot, because I just really love how they displayed this entire thing here, and it serves as a nice contrast too, as well, right? Because Fushi, up to this point, we've always seen him encounter these more, these children, right? Children, teenagers. None of them were really adults, at least the ones that he truly cared about, right? Like March, like Gugu, like the little youth army that was on the island in the last arc, but those were all children, right? At most teenagers. And this is a different kind of situation here, right? This is the first time when Fushi has been met with a death that is, it's just out of natural cause, right? It's not because of the knockers, it's not because someone killed someone else or something of that sort. It's not artificial. This is entirely natural. And I think it serves as a nice contrast to him as well. And this is definitely a new sort of experience for him as well. And also, I think more than anything else, this really drives home, the difference between him and normal humans, right? The fact that he is immortal versus humans who die of old age and so on and so forth. And even getting to experience everything that happens during the process of old age and whatnot, where Pyoran becomes more senile, maybe early onsets of dementia and whatnot. And that's probably also why Pyoran decided to go out the way that she did, because she didn't really want to turn into something that's not herself anymore, at least in this form, right? So that's another thing I think is very important here, the fact that she still was able to have that moment of consciousness until the very end, and really make a sound decision as to what she wants to do in the future. And come on, like getting to see Pure when she was young, that was just the icing on the cake, right? I wasn't really expecting that so early on, right? But I'm glad that we got to see that. As fleeting as it may be. Hey, best waifu Pure? Question mark. But yeah. Anyways, I'm kind of curious, like what exactly she's going, like what form she's going to take in the future, because they kind of left it open-ended, right? But I guess that's something that we'll explore in the second season, and so on and so forth. And the same for Hayase as well, right? So I went back and checked out that scene, the scene with the guy near the ocean and whatnot. I figured that it was probably going to be Hayase, and after looking at, her arm, and the clothing that was on it, I think I pretty much confirmed that is Hayase. So she survived the ordeal, or her body was taken over by the knockers, or something of that sort, right? Anyway, she now has if not, some sort of symbiotic relationship with the knockers anyways. Maybe her consciousness is entirely merged, maybe it's separate, but they just coexist together, don't really know. Again, something else for the second season. So, really, overall, I just really like how this episode was built. And, the fact that Pure, while she was, we get this mix of emotions as well, right? Again, even though nothing really conflictual happened, there was no real active conflict beyond, like that one scene with the, I don't even know how you describe it, that villager or that busybody or whatnot who wanted to bring her back to the island or whatnot. Beyond that, it was just them traveling around, right? But we still go through that mix of emotions, right? The sort of the sort of hesitancy of Fushi, the sort of how can I put this? The sort of just hesitancy. I'm blanking on a word right now, but the sort of shyness and whatnot, bashfulness to approaching Pure, but still, the how much he cared for her, and we have that back and forth kind of thing. The depression that came just before he reunited with her, right? Thinking to himself that no, he's going to just bring harm upon her, etc., etc. The elation that was shown initially, and then the sort of hardships that they also went through once again, and then finally to the sadness there. We went for the entire range of emotions, and yet this was just one single episode, and really just them traveling around, right? But I liked how they structured this a lot more, to be honest. And not exactly a forced backstory or a sad story or whatnot. Just I enjoyed this. More of this, please. And also, the sort of symbolism in the scenes as well, with the smoke going out and so on and so forth. Although I think, looking back on it, maybe it was a little on the nose, right? But it works. It works. So yeah, anyways, that's all I have to say about this particular episode. I think this is a great finale to the season, and probably one of my favorite episodes overall, not gonna lie. So, talking a little bit more about the series, right? Man, this one is hard for me because, again, I feel like even till up to this point, I still have, I'm just gonna be frank, right? I really don't understand why people enjoy this so much. That might be controversial, especially since I'm doing videos on this, but really, I think you really need to be tied into the emotional aspects of the characters and how they interact with each other. But the thing, and I've said this before in previous episodes as well, I can't really connect with any of the other characters. I'm sorry. Just the fact that they are children or have a sad backstory doesn't really resonate with me, right? That's not really enough for me. Anybody can have a sad backstory or come from a sad life or something of that sort, or just happen to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, something like that, right? So seeing all the other characters getting killed off one by one honestly doesn't really resonate all that much with me. Even the first episode, which had a lot of people praising the series of Sky, I liked how it was structured. Again, back to the first episode, right? The one with the boy in the sort of Arctic region and whatnot. That one was great in the sense that I liked how it told the story without really resorting to a lot of over the top and flashy kind of stuff. It was similar to this episode, honestly, and so that's why probably these two episodes are my favorite out of the entire 20 episode season. having that sort of but I like this one much more than the first episode, and the reason for that being because one, we understand Puron a lot more, right? We understand we know how she acts. Throughout these 20 episodes we've had more time to spend with her, and also we actually get Fushi being able to interact and being able to have a dialogue with Puron, as well as being able to express himself, right? Express his own emotions and so on and so forth. To me, that is important, right? In order to resonate with the characters, we need to understand what they're thinking, and to really relate with them, and hopefully in a way that is a little bit more mature, right? Because in the previous arcs and whatnot, I mean, granted, he is basically a child growing up, right? And there's nothing, that's just how it is. But that's why, to me, honestly, it wasn't all that interesting watching him in the first half of this season. In fact, even even in the last one, right? Like say for instance, a difference here is that he managed to have some nice conversation with the observer here in this particular episode, right? Way more than the sort of initial rejection and whatnot that he had in previous episodes. And can we blame him? No, not really. But at the same time, would I be entertained by it? No, not really. Again, right? So I feel like this is more of a good establishing point at this point in time for Fushi the character. I've said that even 2 arcs back in the Gugu arc, because that was when he was really starting to learn stuff and being able to hold an actual conversation and so on and so forth. But even after all of that, I feel like definitely Fushi has matured throughout this time, and even now, getting better and better, right? And now that another time skip has happened and several decades have passed, I don't know. I would presume though that Fushi probably had very, very limited human interaction during those several decades. So probably we're going to jump into season 2 in a situation where he by chance meets another sort of human, sort of person that kind of forces him to interact more with them and whatnot. Probably something of that sort, right? Yeah, it is interesting in that point as to, it's almost like this dude is trying to avoid humanity as much as possible because he fears that he will bring doom to them or whatnot, right? I guess that's it's kind of interesting in a way, right? If we do get the idea that Fushi doesn't really consider himself human, and having that sort of a backstory instead. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm just thinking right now like how the series will progress in the future, but I guess we'll know in season 2, right? So yeah. Anyways, can I really honestly say I've really enjoyed this series up to this point? Honestly, no. I enjoyed some episodes of it, and definitely I feel like the animation, of course, nothing to complain about. The sound design, great, right? I love the use of music, especially in this episode as well. Like, you guys notice a pattern, I am praising this episode very much. But again, if you guys have seen all my videos, the points I complain about, right? And particularly towards the logicalness of some of the character actions and so on and so forth. See, that also irks me in a lot of ways, because not only do we not understand the characters, not really understand their backstories, it's kind of forced upon us and whatnot. We don't have time to really settled in with the characters, and then again also they also act on a lot of different impulses that is just sometimes just you just want to sit down and go like, you want to sit them down and go like, why, man, why? But yeah, anyways, I kind of feel like I'm going off on a tangent here, so that's my thoughts about Fumetsu no Anata. And do let me know, right? Like, what do you like particularly about this series as a whole that you feel you can't get from any other work or anime, manga, light novel, or otherwise, right? Like, what is it that you want to get from? What do you want to feel from this anime that you can't really get from other series, right? Because if you're just talking about characters with sad backstories or being put in a sort of like grimdark world or whatnot, there's plenty of that kind of media out there, all right? So what makes this particular work compelling, right? At this point, I can't really answer myself, so I think I would like for you guys to help me answer this question and maybe educate me as well as to why why this is such a great work in your eyes, right? So yeah, there we go. That is it for this series, this episode. And once again, thank you guys for joining. If you just discovered my channel or my videos through Fumetsu no Anata He, and if you stayed this long, you probably know my review style and the way I think and whatnot. If you do enjoy it, then feel free to check out my other works. I do seasonal stuff. I do non-seasonal stuff. Not that much, but at least I try to get things out regularly, right? And if not, well, I guess I will see you guys again sometime in the future. 2022 season 2? Not sure, right? No promises, but we'll just have to see at that point. So, thank you guys, and hopefully I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.